Dude, let me tell you something, man. This meta has got to be the most irritating meta to play in. All right, you already got trials just being a crackhead fest as it already is, right? It doesn't really matter like what weekend is. Trials will always just be on some bull crap, just in general. Competitive is it's just a dumb playlist unless you want to get a rose or something. A quick play, all right, and quick play for the most part the past couple months it was actually bearable for a little bit, but this weekend, especially or this past week with all the auto rifles and everyone jumping on like the tiger spite and the prosecutors and the summoners and the shuro, so much laning going on, and it's just by far the most irritating meta I've ever tried to tolerate, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's not even the fact that anything is broken. Like, auto rifles aren't broken. It's just the fact that people are using auto rifles and they're pre-firing and they're laning down freaking lanes with them. You got people like me who try to walk into QP using freaking hand cannons like we think we're somebody. Now we're just looking stupid the entire time. Auto rifles aren't broken, they're just very annoying at the moment. And it'd be one thing like if I slid corners then people started shooting, bro. I have a whole clip of I was in trials and this dude, or this not this dude, but this whole team sat here and pre-fired this entire door. They were just sitting here taking turns like emptying their clips down a whole door so our team couldn't push in. It was so stupid, bro. Say this a lot when it comes to metas in Destiny 2. It's a lot less about the gun itself and more so how people take the gun and decide to play with it. Auto rifles have always existed, but people have never also got auto rifles and just straight up just laying down entire lanes as a collective unit in sixes. I take back what I said the other day. I said the other day that quick play has actually been like the most tolerable playlist that has ever been in a while, but I'm gonna have to retract my whole statement because this is the biggest piece of bullcrap this weekend, man. Salty may be like, oh, you're just mad that you got sweaty lobbies, blah 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 blah. Like in sixes, bro, like sixes, I get it. Sometimes it can get a little sweaty depending on like if you're playing a stack or something like that. But there is no reason why when I'm in a lobby of 12 people who are solo queuing that it's just so unbearably, it's not even sweaty, it's just annoying. And I think that we need to make the distinction right there. My lobbies for the most part are actually rarely ever sweaty anymore. Okay, you know, the only time they get sweaty is if I stack with one like, you know, one of my homeboys, or for like doing like a 2-stack or we're 3-stacking, then it might get a little sweaty, but that's kind of expected. I'm just solo queuing, bro, and I'm sitting here getting into lobbies where everybody's sitting here playing like we're playing for freaking money and goddamn quick play. It's just like, bro, be so for real right now. Before I get too far in the rambling and the commentary of this video, I want to say thank you to all the support I've been getting on my recent videos and just on the channel in general. I want to welcome all the brand new subscribers to the channel, man. If you're brand new around here, my name is Fan, and I do a lot of goofy commentary and goofy gameplay here, so feel free to stick around and enjoy the commentary. Yay, we got the helmet. Okay, cool. All right, so I got the Trials armor that I wanted for my Warlock. Okay, cool. Bet. This has nothing to do with the video. I just want the Trials armor, and I basically got it. So, cool. We're good. Argument to be had in this current state of PvP on Destiny. Okay, let's get something out of the way. I am fully aware, I think most people are fully aware that Destiny 2 PvP, when it comes to it being competitive, we understand that being good on Destiny really doesn't mean much, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I say it doesn't mean much when somebody is quote unquote really good at Destiny, not trying to take away anything from like, you know, guys like, you know, Frostbolt, ZK, say, well, like, you know, those kind of PvP streamers, not taking anything away from those guys. As far as like the general public, right? Okay, let's say like I'm really good on CSGO, right? Versus me say, hey, I'm really good on Destiny. We all know that CSGO takes a extreme high level or just higher ceiling to actually be good at. On Destiny, for you to be considered good, you only have to be like here, you know what I'm saying? And that's a lot to do with the weapons, the abilities, and just how like the overall game is kind of built. The game, especially when it comes to PvP, it wasn't really designed to be a very competitive setting, if that makes sense, because you have PvE, and the way PvE is definitely structured to like the PvE side of things. That's why I understand when, you know, guys who do raids, guys who are more so inclined to doing PvE content, they get pissed when their gun has to get nerfed because PvP exists. So I understand that, you know, a lot of you are mad when, you know, you have your favorite gun, you have really fun exotic, it's great in PvE content, and then it sits there and gets nerfed because PvP exists. So, you know, I understand. Something If Destiny 2 wasn't an FPS game, like just take Destiny 2, but give it like an Elden Ring or give like a Dark Souls or a Skyrim type of like playstyle instead, where you have like swords and bows and there's like no guns, the game is completely different, right? I mean, you don't like the PvP side, we're not even talking about it. And that easily is what Destiny 2 could have been, but since it's an FPS game, it just gets that attention just a little bit more. Parameters for being good on Destiny 2? Are we basing it based off of KD? Are we basing it off of IQ, ELO? Like, what are we using to determine whether somebody is good at this game? For the past like what 2.5 almost 3 years has just been SMGs have been the clear outlier, not clear outlier, they have been the clear option to use. But if you want the best time to kill, if you want the easiest, you know, option, easiest method of taking somebody down in PvP, you're better off using an SMG and a shotty. Just fast TTK and just low freaking level of usage, or not low level usage, just like a low tier of skill that requires you to be good at it. The meta is the way it is because you have a lot of people, you have people who are in like the mid tier who are able to compete with people at the top tier, because all you gotta do is literally just throw on an SMG, literally. SMG, auto rifle, wherever the case would be, just throw on one or the other and you're competing and you're pissing off people who are, you know, a lot more higher level than you are. Now, I know with me, how I kind of determine whether like somebody is good at this game or at least way better than me is really one, like just like gun skill, and two, just like, you know, their IQ, how they like play certain situations on the game and how they react to certain stuff. That's kind of like how I base it off of. Especially when it comes to hand cannons, I mean, I will always, if I do a 1v1, I'm always going to do a 1v1 using a hand cannon, just point blank period. Where it's a 140 or 120, wherever the case may be, it's always just going to be with the hand cannon. Because think about it, what are some people's like favorite metas, right? Everyone's favorite meta was back when hand cannons were like the clear option to use in PvP, right? It has nothing to do with hand cannons being broken, right? Because I don't think hand cannons have actually ever been considered broken. You have to get a 3-shot headshot for you to actually have like the most optimal time to kill. If you miss a shot in there, especially since like, you know, there's flinch, there's bloom, they like change like the whole entire outcome of the gunfight that you're in. The main thing with hand cannons too, whenever you're playing against like a higher level player, they know how to play cover, they know how to kind of play you know, like the peak shots a lot better than like the average player will. Bro, this Titan right here is constantly just standing in my freaking way. Like, please. You're wrong. I'm not sitting here saying I'm some kind of like top tier, top 2% PvP player or whatever. I don't even know what constitutes somebody to be like the top, like, you know, 2%, top 3%. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kind of in a crappy spot.
Who says warlocks are better with books than with guns? Which is an excellent motive. Only 5 minutes left.
Oh, you almost had me. You almost had it there, buddy. I consider myself to be like the greatest, like, you know, top like 10% player. This guy has a freaking grenade launcher. Consider myself to be like, you know, like the top of like the top, you know what I'm saying? But I also don't consider myself to be like a complete bot of a PvP player either. I think I'm like right in the middle where I'm like, you know, I'm casual, but I'm not like a complete bot, you know what I'm saying? I can clutch up and get some like, you know, some good plays in here and there, of course. So, you know, I'll be a bot and I will sit there and mess up the easy plays all the time too. I'll miss somebody standing still while I'm sniping them. So, you know, stuff happens, of course.
That's a power play.
You know, I think I'm really close to a reran, so I'm kind of sort of being a little bit sweaty at the moment. Just a little bit. There it is. We ran out of medals. There it is. Yes, sir. And not to mention the whole input war that goes on. You have M and K, you got controller. And I will be the first to say, when it comes to controller, there are a lot of guns on Destiny 2 that you're better off using a controller on, okay? If you're going to be using like summoner, any kind of spray weapon, you're better off just using a controller. I'm being so serious. But as far as the meta is concerned, hopefully when the new Luna's Howl comes out in the Onslaught playlist, hopefully it's good enough that it shifts the meta a little bit so everyone's using hand cannons again. The experience can be better for the casual player who doesn't really play it that much weekly, and also very good for like the player that plays it a whole lot, like every week or every day. Then I think we'll be in like a really good spot for the community, just like overall. But what would be the golden standard where PvP is in such a good place where everybody can mutually agree that it's good, right? Puts, you're going to have controllers, you're going to have M and K. In this setting, you want both of them to be viable options for you to use, where one clearly isn't better than the. Obviously, M and K has way more range of motion that they can use and way more, customization that they can use. So obviously their movement is just naturally just going to be a little bit more better. Same time, you don't want controllers to be so handicapped that you have to sit there and make them so much more OP than M and K when it comes to the whole aim assist little scenario. Regardless though, that's it for today's video, man. Just wanted to kind of pick your brain on some stuff. Let me know what you think about the meta, PvP, and just the overall state of Destiny 2 when it comes to the multiplayer side of things. Do you think there's a future where PvP on Destiny 2 will actually be a competitive scene, or do you think it'll just be this stagnant thing that people may have thought it would have been competitive a long time ago? Other than that, I'm gonna go get some sleep. You guys have a great week, whether you're at work, school, college, wherever the case may be. Hopefully you guys have a great Monday, and I will catch you in the next video, man.